y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s, but we are still married to the games. Episode 345. Yes, sir. It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, and Chris McCracken, of course. And as always, we are talking games and life and games. Thank you guys so much for being here. Woo, goodness gracious.
Woo.
Oh, all right. So it is the last week of April. At least the last week that we're planning on recording in April. And we've been doing April Fools with some dad jokes before we got into our weekend. And so, Tim Router.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you hit us off with some dad jokes and then fill us in on how your week's been?
Of course, sir. What do you call sheep without legs?
Oh, I don't know.
A cloud. That was pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I love my rock hard honed 6-pack so much.
Yeah?
I protect it with a good layer of lard.
Yeah, exactly. Amen to that.
I like that.
Cliffhanger endings are incredibly frustrating.
It's true.
They're just...
Nice.
That was pretty good.
I like
One
that.
more. Not even orcas dare attack an octopus. It's too well armed.
Ooh, yes it is.
I like it.
There you go.
I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Piper's topic of the week. R.I.P. the Nashville Predators in the playoffs.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were going to say the dog.
No.
Oh my gosh,
Holy
no.
crap, that's totally what I thought you were going to say.
I'm so sorry. I probably shouldn't have done that.
But now I am.
Nope. Sorry. Should not have said that.
Oh,
but
shoot.
Is the Preds are out of the playoffs thanks to your stupid Dallas Stars.
They deserve
not
it.
Bitter or anything. Yeah, they did deserve it. You know what? Dallas outplayed us and they wanted it more. And that's exactly that is
We'll
the
see
result.
where it goes next round. So who knows about that?
Listen, I'm excited for them. Them against the Blues is going to be a very good series. So I'm kind of rooting for them.
Yeah.
But the Blues would have a pretty amazing story because they were January 1st, they were in last place and they've climbed all the way back into the playoffs. And if they were to go on and advance, it would definitely be a huge Cinderella story for hockey. Anyway, so we watched game 6. Piper and I were watching, and she stayed up for the whole game, and then there was a lot of crying on my end, not on hers. But no, it was good. It was a good season, and I'm still watching the playoffs, and it's so much fun, and we're having a good time. This past weekend, obviously, was Easter. We hosted Easter, had the family over. It was great to see. I haven't seen Dan and Gretchen and the kids in a while, and Piper was just like over the moon, and we were playing outside. It was a gorgeous day. So we had cornhole in the back. We had a fire pit back there.
Nice.
We had just all kinds of fun stuff going on. And it was just a great family time just to be together. And next year, we're definitely going out for dinner and not going to host because of the stresses of it all.
Yes, that's right.
But no, it was a lot of fun. We had a really great time. Man, it's been kind of a boring week. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming up. Piper has basically some sort of extracurricular activity every day after school from here until the end of school.
So you got to keep her out of gangs.
Woo, yeah. Right? Well, that's how we keep her off the streets, man. Come on,
right, baby.
So yeah, it's just there's a lot of running around, especially now that she has made it in to the cheer. On the cheer team, and so that's going to be a whole nother ball game. We had a soccer game on Monday. The girls played. On Tuesday, the girl plays great. We have another one on Saturday, and then like in 2 weeks, the soccer season is over. So that'll be nice. That'll kind of bring it back a little bit. Other than that, man, just kind of working and getting back in the swing of things after Mexico, which, man, I would love to go back right now and have some more mojitos and just be on the beach.
Yes, have them brought to you.
Exactly. I am avoiding downtown Nashville like the plague this weekend.
That's
that is for sure. There is so much activity going on, and it's great. I'm excited for the draft to be here and for Nashville to kind of.
Oh my gosh, I did not realize it was in Nashville.
It's in Nashville, baby.
It's been Nashville.
Wow.
All my ESPN people have been on the streets of Nashville, and it's been amazing watching ESPN because I'm like, I watch these guys every day, and now look at my town is their backdrop.
I know, man. I love it. I'm really proud of it.
I'm just kidding.
Exactly. I'm super proud of it. I think it's great. I'm just going to avoid it because there's going to be so much traffic, and you got the Music City Marathon on Saturday.
That's I have to be down there for that. By the way,
you do, don't you?
Yes, I am very sad about it.
Yes, you would be.
And the draft is happening on Saturday as well, right? It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right?
Thursday, yeah, I believe it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I might just stay down there.
I mean, can you imagine if the Preds were still in it too? Then we would be playing on Thursday and Saturday. I think that would be like, so. You're welcome. There you go. Well, that's another reason why we let the Dallas Stars win. Mm-hmm. We don't want to clog up Nashville this weekend. Anyway, this weekend is also for us. It's Main Street Festival. So Lauren's going to have a tent outside her store, and they shut down all of Main Street for Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to be a really busy weekend. She'll be there. Like Friday night, I got to set up the tent and everything. And then Saturday, Piper's got a soccer game at 9 a.m. And then I got to go get the puppy's final shots at Petco. And there's just all kinds of craziness going on. So it's just going to be kind of a hectic weekend, but it'll be good. And life is good over at the Router household. On the gaming front, I finished Far Cry New Dawn this morning.
Oh, nice. There you go.
I decided to just stop with all the extracurricular stuff. Let's mainline it because I want to get to Spider-Man. It is loaded in, ready to go. I'm very much looking forward to it. So,
nice.
So that will be my next move. And I was debating maybe chasing the platinum on New Dawn, but I was like, you know what? I'm only like 60% there, and I just want to move on. I've been playing this game since it came out, so I think it's time. Like I enjoyed it, but I didn't like over enjoy it as much. I think I think I like 5 better. I do like how they tied in a lot of elements with 5. But yeah, I'm looking forward to some Spider-Man coming up.
There you go.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot you still have that to get to.
Yep. So that's what I'll be hitting, and I'll probably be on that one for a while. And that I am going to chase the platinum because I know you guys have, and you just had so much fun with it. So I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be great. That and Clash Royale. That's it for me. Back to you.
There you go. Ed Placencia.
Oh
yes, sir.
Where you at?
Right now, I am in Chris McCracken's dining room.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Tejas.
That's right. Yeah, I flew in this morning and had a nice smooth couple of flights, a smooth arrival, smooth picking up of the luggage, and then smooth picking up of myself by Chris. And man, it's just so nice to walk out of an airport and see a face like Chris McCracken waiting for you there.
Amen.
And,
Isn't it though?
Oh man, just so nice. And so it's just been awesome. Spent the day with him and Stacy and got to see where they work, and went to a Mexican restaurant and a coffee shop and a grocery store, and just kind of, and then, it's just been really cool just sitting out on the back porch and just sitting outside and just talking.
Yes.
And man, it's
nice.
the kind of talks that guys need to have. You need to have that someone you can connect with and have a talk like that with. So it was just it's just the first day, and it's been an awesome day. Had a good week this weekend. We had a couple of friends over, got to introduce them to VR.
Oh yeah.
Oh nice.
Of course, the first thing we did was put them into Rush of Blood.
Oh,
as you do.
Well, it's funny too because he went first and he played a few levels, and then his wife, who's a very, she's a fashion blogger and very,
oh wow,
proper.
She's not proper, but you would think she is if you didn't know her.
Okay.
And so we were trying to get her to, just, you don't even have to play the level, just put it on so you can see what it looks like. And she put it on and she was like, well, okay, I'll play a level. Played through it and got to the end. And I was like, that's awesome. We can go to a different game now if you want. And she's like, well, no, I'm not quitting now. And she played
nice
4 more levels after that.
No way.
So
good.
Much
Good.
fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a great time. The Tapmans.
I love that your go-to is that game for VR. It's like, hi, would you like to experience VR and pee your pants at the same time? Well, here you go.
I said, you want to start with something, kind of easy and low key, and we'll work our way up to this one. And they were both like, no, let's just jump right into it.
Let's go all in.
If we're going to do it, let's do it. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, let's go.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's funny.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. The Tapmans came over this weekend and watched them play Overcooked. And the people who were not playing, we had to leave the room because they were stressing the rest of us out.
Oh, that's
really?
That's amazing.
Wow.
So,
amazing.
It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch, just having a great time. But of course, with that game still, that's kind of a given.
Mm-hmm.
Jumped into some Dead by Daylight on Friday.
Ooh.
Some more?
And
Or was that the one I watched?
That's the one you watched.
Oh,
yes.
gosh. Yeah. To heck
And
with that game.
what are your thoughts?
Well, it was kind of a bummer because I was like, I want to play a game that maybe I haven't played before. Oh, this was free back in October. I'll download it. And PlayStation, got the notification, your game is ready to go. So I fired it up and played the tutorial. And then the game actually hadn't finished downloading. You could just start the game. So I couldn't play the game.
That's right.
I could just play the tutorial. So I sat there for about 3 hours and read the manual.
That was
and
next
made
level.
jokes. And,
Oh, it was so funny.
and killed time for 3 hours until the game finally downloaded. And of course, by the time it downloaded, I only had a little bit of time left. And so Lem actually was able to jump in. Lem played with us. We screamed like little kids.
Oh, yes, you
and
did.
had so much fun. It was
good.
such a good time. So yeah, I think Gabe downloaded it, and I believe we're going to try to hook up for a game sometime.
Hey, listen.
Mm-hmm.
I did download it. That's all I got to say about that.
Did you then delete it?
No, I still have it.
Okay, all right.
I'm honestly kind of shocked that you even added to library. I mean,
I know. When stuff
because
pops
I
up
don't
on
think
PS
he was
Plus-
telling me about it today, and I don't think I did that. So I was like, doggone it, I can't play it because I don't think I added it to my library.
When stuff pops up on PS Plus, even if I'm like, I'm not playing that, I'm like, just in case.
Yeah,
Because
I
there
mean, it's a
could
good
be-
idea.
Yeah,
Smart.
There could be something
Yep.
that could happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I jumped back into, I restarted Horizon Zero Dawn this week.
Yes.
And have been loving that, visiting that again. I never played the DLC. And I knew if I tried to, I'd forget all the controls. So I
That's
was like,
right.
you know what? I'll just start from the beginning, do it all. And man, I forgot. I knew I loved the game.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot how much fun it is. It's just a blast. And it's been
Nice.
really cool being back in that world. And then I got a package in the mail this week. Our good friend Lem, we've talked many times on this podcast about what a nice guy he is.
He's awesome.
He's
Yep.
awesome. And he said, have you ever played Disney Infinity? I said, no, I never have. And he said, well, we have like 8 copies on 8 consoles. I'll send you one.
Nah.
So I got a shoebox full of figurines and discs and hopped into Disney Infinity. And, because it has the figurines on the pad, I kind of expected it to be like Lego Dimensions, but really the only similarity is that it's figurines on a gamepad.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was, after the stream, I kept playing it and really had a nice time. So
Yeah, I never got to play Disney Infinity, but so many people I know that did play it were like so heartbroken when it went away. They're like, I can't believe this is such a good thing. Why is it going away? Kind of thing.
Yeah, it was such a bummer. So I'm going to put on my Josh Stapleton hat, I think, and maybe hit up some garage sales and see if I can't find
there you go.
some
There you
extra
go.
figures and what
Nice.
have you. But I shouldn't say this while Chris is here because
Uh-oh.
you don't want to spoil a gift or anything.
Oh,
But
this is fun.
What?
as a thank you for letting me stay at their house, I actually got them a new refrigerator.
Really? You're a
And
big spender.
Nice.
Nice.
I can't wait to see their faces light up when they open it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Slid a dad joke in there.
That's good. That was
I-
perfect,
Yes,
dude.
Edward.
I figured I'd put
Perfect.
mine at the end because I truthfully forgot in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
But being here with the McCrackens, it's only been a day, but I know it's going to go by really fast because they say time flies like an arrow and fruit flies like a banana.
Yes, it does.
Yep. I don't know.
That's very true.
I don't know.
Very true.
I'm not smart enough to get it.
That one?
Fruit
okay.
flies.
Fruit flies.
Like a
They're
banana.
Yeah.
You know those little bugs that fly around?
Yeah, I know what a fruit
bananas?
fly is. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I got
Just
it. I
making
liked
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Just making
Hey,
sure.
listen. If 2 out of the 3 of the people get it, it's funny. I was thinking about that coincidence joke for like 3 days after you told it last week. I still don't know what that one means.
Well, speaking of not getting it, the difference between a numerator and a denominator is a short line, and only a fraction of people will understand that one.
Hey,
That's true.
All right.
I
There you
get
go.
that one.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like it.
Do you know where you go to make ice cream? Or to learn to make ice cream?
Oh, to learn to make ice cream?
No.
At
Sunday school.
Sunday school.
Nice.
Doggone
Nice.
it. Nice.
And finally, when we pulled into Chris's neighborhood, we saw a man outside washing his car with his son. And the son was screaming, "Can't you just use a sponge?"
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well
There's going to be
played.
fingerprints all over that car.
I'm really going to miss these next month.
He got to not be cleaning it with his son.
That's
Can
good.
you
Remy's out there on the windshield.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
That's good.
That's good. That's good.
I like
well
it,
played,
Edward.
Ed. Well played.
Thank you.
Good job. Chris McCracken, you
All right,
going
do
to
you
start
guys
off
wanna-
with some jokes or end with some jokes?
Starting out with the jokes. Do y'all want to hear a joke about paper?
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Never mind. It's terrible.
Nice.
Doggone it.
Nice. That's good. That's
How does a
good.
penguin build its house?
Oh boy.
I don't know.
It glues it together.
It glues it together. Mm-hmm.
Of course it
Why
does.
can't you hear the pterodactyl go to the bathroom?
Oh, I know this one.
Why is that?
Because the P is silent.
Hey, nice.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Okay, I told my
Pterodactyl.
nephew I thought Fortnite was a stupid name for a game.
Yeah.
I think it's just too weak.
Nice. Nice. Chris, that's the best one right there, brother.
And
Best
lastly,
one.
but
I
not
got it.
least, what is Beethoven's
good.
favorite fruit?
Beethoven's favorite fruit?
Yes.
Oh, I know this one, but I'm not going to say it.
I don't know.
A banana.
Banana.
A banana.
Yep.
Oh, man. That's stupid.
Oh. No, come on. That was
I like
joyous.
that one.
That was
I
joyous.
saved it for last because I liked it.
That's a great
Aw.
one.
That
It's
is a
all
great
about the
one.
delivery.
But you
Yep.
got it, so there's that, right?
That's true. That's a step ahead.
That is true.
That's a step ahead of some other jokes.
Real quick to touch on today, just can't reiterate enough all the stuff that Ed said. It's been such a joy to have him here. We were looking forward to it like forever. I didn't even go to work yesterday. I was like, I'm not feeling well.
And
then, yeah.
You're just preparing your body.
And and getting things ready. And then all day today, I've been like, for some reason, I've been thinking it's Thursday, and then I get all lit up like, oh my gosh, wait, no, it's only Wednesday. We have a whole nother day I wasn't expecting kind of thing. So,
That's amazing.
and looking so forward to this weekend with the whole Overwatch, whatever they're calling it now. It used to be called, I still feel like calling it the Ultimate Weekend. That's what I'm going to call it. It changed the name of it, but it's going to be so much fun. I'm looking forward to. They already get seeing tweets and stuff from the commentators and the players and stuff because they're in town and all that kinds of stuff.
Well,
When
tell
does
us
it
about
start?
that one tweet that you talked about when we were playing Apex the other day.
Shoot, I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but there's one of the people that are one of the desk people that will commentate in between games and stuff and kind of break things down, like maybe during halftime or as the teams are switching out. Made a comment about coming to Dallas, and I had mentioned before, or at least to these guys, I don't remember on the show, but the event is sold out. And I didn't know exactly how many people that meant. And this commentator said that it's 9,000 people.
Wow.
So it's sold out at 9,000 people. And that's the only time I've seen a number attached to it. And he's like someone that works on the Overwatch League,
Was it Brennan
circuit.
Hook?
Was that his? I don't remember his name, honestly.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't think of it off the top of my head. I don't have that tweet right in front
Yeah, I
of me.
think it was Brencasts. At Brencasts is what you said.
Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, that was, I mean, I knew it was going to be several thousand, but I was like, wow, 9,000 people.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
he said Dallas Fuel Homestead is going to be madness. 9,000 sold out tickets. I'm about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
So that is, I mean, it's just going to be, I mean, it's going to put the small kind of like watch party that I went to, like to shame because this is going to be such a big hoopla event. At least that's what I'm expecting. So I'm super looking forward to it. Excited to experience it with Ed and with Kale, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That is gonna be
on this
great.
past weekend on Good Friday, we had some friends come into town of ours from Oklahoma, and I finally got to go and check out the National Video Game Museum, which is here in Frisco, which is just north of Dallas. And I had never been there.
Which is crazy you'd never been there.
I know
that was that close.
It is crazy because it's one of those things where like I heard, it was like, oh yeah, it's here around. And then when I finally did some digging, like, what? It's in Frisco? That's like around the corner. So I finally got to go check that out. It was really cool, a lot of fun. It's possible that me and Ed are going to get to go on over there at some point during this week as well, because I think he'd really get a kick out of it as well. It's a lot. I didn't really know what to expect. I was like, is it going to be just like a little bitty thing, or is it? And it was actually a really good, decent size. They had a lot of stuff representing all kinds of things. They had like old dev kits from like the Sega Saturn and from the Xbox and all these other old time consoles.
Yes, that Dreamcast.
You could see
one
dev
was
unit
crazy.
stuff. You could see dev unit stuff for the Game Boy. And all kinds of crazy things there, and just a really cool little walk down memory lane. Lots of neat information. It's definitely the kind of place where, even though I've been there once, like I don't feel like I saw it all. I would get enjoyment out of going a second time and taking another gander at everything. So that was a lot of fun. Got to spend some good time on Easter with the family. Saw my dad and stepmom in the morning, and then went and had lunch with my mom and my stepdad and my sister and her little boy and my nephew Tristan and her husband Tim. So that was a lot of fun. Got to eat lunch with them and just chat and catch up because we haven't seen them in it feels like a good while. So that was really good. And then work, like I said, I was only at work on Monday, and then on Tuesday had to go to the doctor, and then just was like, you know what, you probably shouldn't go to work today. So I just stayed at home. I was like, oh darn. I did have so the main thing that we had on Tuesday is we had this one big meeting in the middle of the day. I was like, I can call into that, and I can just do that from home on my computer. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
So I just did it that way, and that's kind of how I worked from home, if you will. So that was really cool. And then just some vacuuming, cleaning up, making the house look spotless, and bam, Eduardo.
There you go.
I saw a wild Eduardo at the airport, and I went and picked him up. On the gaming front, I have played a little bit of Overwatch. I'm almost finished with the Battle Pass on Apex, so I've kind of been hunkering down on that, trying to get to the end of it. So that's another 100 levels.
Oh, wow.
Wow, dude.
I'm almost there. I think I'm at like 94, and it goes to 100. So trying to get that knocked out. And then pretty soon I was able, thanks to my buddy Gabe here, get my hands on a copy of, is it Sekiro or Sekiro? I don't know the exact way to say it. I think it's Sekiro. To EJ. And that thing, shout out to EJ. I'm so looking forward to jumping into that game. Because
Me too. I got it all loaded up.
Oh, really? Nice. Because
he said it's brutal.
I've watched a lot of it on Twitch, and I'm like, there's no way I would finish this game.
I'll say this. Bloodborne, I never played the Souls games, any of them. Bloodborne was really hard, but also so much fun. And I didn't beat Bloodborne, so I'm not saying I'm going to sit here and go all the way distance with Sekiro, but I am so looking forward to it because every minute that I spent with Bloodborne, once I felt like I got the hang of it, it's like you're doing it and you're trying to figure out the combos and things, and then it's just like a switch happened for me, and then I kind of had it. I would still struggle at times, but I knew what I did wrong and how to fix it and how to get better at the game. And so I'm totally looking forward to this version of that style of game. I've not watched any of I've seen a few little videos about it, but I haven't watched any streams or anything because I want to just learn it and figure it out on my own kind of thing.
Yes, I've stayed away from it as well.
Yeah, I've just watched a few review things that kind of where they give you a little bit of a high level overview of it, but no specifics like this is how you want to block or parry or any of that kind of stuff. I don't know any of it. It's all new to me. So I'm totally looking forward to jumping into that sometime after Eduardo leaves because we got a busy week the rest of this week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that is it for me.
One thing I forgot in my update, speaking of new games like that, Chris, you know, we've all been kind of on the fence on Days Gone and kind of like we think it's looking better.
Yeah, man.
And then Gabe, was it you that got that message from Brett Bodden that was like, hey, I got to test it out
on Twitter.
And after I saw that, I went and pre-ordered it.
Did
Brett
you?
Bowden, it was the turning point that I did not expect to happen. So
because he said he pre-ordered it as well. He said right after he got to play, where did he play a demo or got to see a little bit of it or something?
Something like that.
He
it looked like he was at some event or something.
Pre-ordered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I cannot wait to hear about it. I want to play it too.
Right.
That is crazy. If that turns out to be a really good game,
I know, right? We all slept on that.
I'm just saying we were late to that party, boy. We were.
Yeah, absolutely.
We brought up the rear on that one.
Yeah, we did. Right at the last minute.
If that game ends up being,
I mean, us too.
I'm here.
Yeah.
If that game ends up being as good as we're kind of now switching to anticipating it being, that it's just insane how much stuff Sony's been able to come out with this generation that has just been off the charts. They haven't. Not everything's been that way. I mean, we've got Knack, we've got Knack 2.
Yep.
I mean, we don't have everything, but it's man, it's just how do they do it?
Okay, so just to recap that tweet, Hoptonger, Brett T. Bodden said, just played the Days Gone demo. Guys, this game is gonna be great. Let me preface something real quick. Brett is up there with the Stapletons.
Yes.
Yes.
These are very, very nice gentlemen.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say about that. So I tweeted him back. I said, really? Like day one great? He said, yes. It honestly wasn't really even on my radar, but after playing it, I'm gonna pre-order it. And I said, what?
Wow.
I said, what grabbed you about it? He said, you have to think outside the box and use your surroundings to take out hordes of zombies. Plus, the different types of zombies and how they respond to you was interesting. For example, the little ones, they only attack you when they sense you're low on health. Stealth felt good too.
Wow.
Nice.
And very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I like it.
Definitely.
Shoot. So am I next? Are you done, Chris?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Pizzillo, you're up.
Pizzillo.
Pizzillo. My tongue got stuck there. Sorry.
I got a lot of family stuff going on.
Oh no, what's going on?
It's not bad stuff, but like my aunt is having twins like really late in life. And my dad thinks she should name the girl Denise and the boy the nephew.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
And then my uncle, he's having naming problems.
Oh no, man!
I know because he got these dogs. He named one Rolex and named one Timex.
Yeah,
and he says they're his watchdogs.
Yep. Wow.
My wife, Jenny Lynn, after dinner, she asked me if I could clear the table. I needed a running start, but I made it.
Oh, well done. Well done.
The crazy thing is, I bet you could do it too.
Not our table.
I know. Please film yourself trying.
Yeah, exactly. Our table's 80 inches long.
I believe.
So well, thank you for believing. One more family joke. Your mama's so stupid.
Oh no. How stupid is she?
She couldn't pour water out of a boot if the instructions were written on the heel.
Jeez.
And then I can't leave my dad out of this. I bought my dad a belt made of $100 bills.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
ooh, fancy.
Yeah, he don't like it. It was a waste of money.
Yep. Can we just do this every week?
I want you guys to know how hard I'm staring at the camera. You guys just can't see me.
Yeah.
Last one. Do you guys know how Mario talks to his dead brother?
Ooh.
No.
Yes.
With a Luigi board.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wait, no. That was dumb. I got it, though.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, good times. I think we've told this one, but I'll say it real quick just because the last week, you guys know the difference between a hippo and a zippo? One's real heavy and one's a little lighter.
Oh, nice.
I don't remember that one. That one's good.
Yeah. Anyway, I'd keep going. I have some unemployment jokes, but none of them work. So,
Hey. I bet they're still collecting checks though.
Exactly. I've been at Disney these last couple days.
I'm sorry.
Living my best life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been fun because I love Disney like a lot.
Right.
Yeah. And it's a new Night of Joy, which was like the Christian festival that they had for years and years and years. One of my first shows, for those that don't know, I've been with kind of like Toby Mac or DC Talk since like the beginning of time. And so one of my first shows I ever did with DC Talk was actually in 92 at Disney World. And so last year, the hurricane, so Night of Joy was slowly dying anyway. And then the hurricane hit 2 years ago, Irma, I think it was. And it just like crushed Night of Joy. Nobody was there. They had to cancel half of it. And that kind of killed Night of Joy. So they canceled Night of Joy. So we were kind of all like grieving the fact that we wouldn't be able to go to Disney every year anymore and things like that. You know, first world problems. And then whoever was kind of getting axed for Night of Joy also gets axed for some of these other things that they do. And they have a thing called the Flower and Garden Festival going on right now. And so almost every day of that, they have a musical act, and they asked us to come out. And so that was really cool. Very different. You do 3 shows an evening, 30 minutes each. Yes. And so it's one thing to like kind of
it's like an amusement park show.
Exactly right. And so you kind of like crank up the engine and go out there and do 30 minutes and then have to shut the engine down. And then crank the engine back up for 30 minutes and then shut the engine down. And then,
what's that like?
Exhausting.
Is this at the American Stage in Epcot?
It's in Epcot. I guess it's at the American Stage. I don't remember where we were exactly at, but it's the only like amphitheater type stage that was there. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we were right next to Japan.
Awesome, Yep.
And so it was very cool because we had the mornings off, and you know they gave us a guide, and so we got to go do all the things I didn't get to do with the kids, which was like Avatar. I didn't get to do, or like the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Of course, ran around and did, you know, just all the things. Everest, went over to Toy Story Land, hadn't rode Slinky Dog yet, which Slinky Dog is not a great roller coaster. However, one of the reasons we rode it was because she was like, well, when you go up the hill on Slinky Dog and you look to your left, you can see Star Wars being built. And so there's two ramps on that one that you can kind of look over and just stare into where Star Wars is being built, and it looks amazing.
Oh wow!
Oh, it looks so good. It's gonna be awesome. I think it opens in August, and so from August 2019 till probably the end of time, there will be no more down moments at Disney World.
Right?
No.
I think some of the other things they've announced is like they're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy ride. And I mean, it's just like, it's going to get crazy. They own too much. And the fact that they're like actually willing to pump out rides for things. Because you got to remember, Disney of old wasn't really like, oh, that movie worked, let's put a ride out. Remember, there's no Frozen ride. There's no like Lion King ride. There's
a Lion King show. But
there's a Lion King show, but not a ride. But like, you know, they just added Ariel, you know what I'm saying, to Disney World at least. Only like 4 or 5 years ago.
There is a Frozen ride.
What, there is? There?
Yep. It's in Norway at Epcot.
What do you do
I don't want to oops you. It's a water ride. And you just kind of go around. I will say the animatronics are
frozen water?
That doesn't seem to make sense.
You would think, but yeah, it's the weird part about it is so Norway used to have like their own water ride and called, what was it called? Shoot. I'm gonna get
and they just repurposed it for Frozen?
The Maelstrom. It was called the Maelstrom, and they repurposed it to suit Frozen. And it's a good ride. Yeah, it's really good. It's a good ride. But yeah, a lot of people are like, really, Frozen in Norway? But I guess it makes sense. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
You wrote it?
Oh, yeah.
Huh. So I didn't know about that one. But, you know, it's just funny because you think of, you know, I think, who was it? Who's the one you dance with, Tim? Like they choose people out of the crowd and you get to do the play along with her.
It's at the
Belle story time.
Yes.
Like the fact that they just added Belle's story time, the fact that they just brought on, Ariel and Little Mermaid, you're like, oh man, they're digging way far back. So
yeah.
Well, and even before, my whole thing was, why are they doing an Avatar thing in Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
Like that's like so.
I thought that
and
was
who cares about Avatar? I mean,
but
seriously.
that's the thing. Like they're kind of future proofing because he is coming out with 3 more. We don't know when, but like they're kind of future proofing it, and it could be awesome again, or it could completely suck, and we don't know. But they're taking a gamble.
I think it will be the latter.
They surround the ride around those animals, the Icar or whatever they call them, the Banshees. I think they call them Banshees in the movie.
Yes,
the blue dudes.
No, those are the Na'vi, but like the things that they ride, those dragon.
Oh yeah, the fly hooves.
Right.
So you're riding one of those in the ride. So I think that's why they put it in Animal Kingdom, and probably they had the room for it.
Yeah,
it's actually a really great ride. I hadn't done it before. It was a great ride.
I still haven't done it yet because the lines are too long, and we just never got fast pass. So I'm looking forward to do it.
The minute wait was 210 minutes, which is 3.5 hours.
Whoosh!
Wow. Jeez. And how long was the ride?
Not gonna do it. It's not worth 3.5 hours. The ride's good.
No ride is worth 3.5 hours.
No.
Rather go to the pool.
Exactly. So been doing that. Still making our way through Kingdom Hearts with the kids.
Oh, good.
Honestly, kind of just hoping I'm coming to the end of it.
Really?
Oh, jeez. Do you think you are?
Sorry.
Already?
I don't know. We're in it for. I think I saved it. We're in it for 25 hours.
No, man, you ain't scratched the surface.
Oh,
No.
Come on, man. Don't say that.
I don't know. I just hear those are really long games.
Oh man, I'm sorry though. That stinks because I know you were looking forward to it.
What's the thing what's the website called where it's time to beat? I won't say it out loud.
I think it's called Time to Beat. I think that's the name of it.
Is that what it is?
Or Time to Finish or something like that?
It's howlongtobeat.com.
How long to beat?
I'm gonna just look it up real quick.
Put it in the chat. I want to know
and see what they say. And so I'm just kind of like, I don't know.
Are the kids enjoying it, or are they like over it?
They always want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, let's play the Nikki game. And I'm like, okay. And I start it up and they stay there for like 5 minutes. And then it's just too much talking. It's so much talking.
Oh my gosh. That is awesome.
Yeah. So.
And sad at the same time.
Yeah, I'm over it. It's like.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying?
All right. So listen, if you've been waiting for this game for so long, do you think a lot of other people are just as disappointed?
Here's the thing. I think Jeff Swan said it the best. You can akin Nintendo fans and Kingdom Hearts fans in the sense of they kind of see through all the terrible things and are able to see the good stuff,
right? And
really enjoy the good stuff.
Because it's nostalgia and you've played it before, and it's a part of you.
Yes, but like. If you really broke it down, anyway, I talked about it last week. I'm not going to go back into it, but I'm just kind of like ready for it to be over.
Wow.
Ugh.
Which is fine. And, I'll beat it and I'll be like, yep, Kingdom Hearts 3, first game of 2019 to check off my list. And it'll be fine. And I'm not regretting I got it. I feel like for me, it was a semi rite of passage. I wanted to play it. I am playing it. I'm just like meh about it. It's fine.
Wow.
I wouldn't tell anybody else to go get it. But if somebody was like, dude, I freaking love Kingdom Hearts. I'm about to play 3. Like we were riding in the car with Lexi, the girl who took us around. She was our guide at Disney.
Yeah.
And I was saying, oh man, it's so fun to see something. I don't remember. I think we had just left. I don't remember. And I was like, oh, I just left that world in Kingdom Hearts. So it's fun to see this Kingdom Hearts 3 I gave. She goes, oh my gosh, I'm halfway through 2. And so I wasn't going to dismay her like, oh, well, take your time before you get to 3. Like 3 is still good. It looks good. There's just some things about it that if you sit down and you objectively look at it on the for real, there's some things about it that are absolute trash that are a big part of the game.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking hot garbage trash.
I've never heard anyone talk about the game like that before.
I bet you haven't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trust me on it. So anyway, but look, it's fine. I'll sell it on eBay to some lucky bloke, and we'll keep her moving. Yeah, I think that's it. We're home for a long time now.
Good, man.
Good.
It's fun. My run on my first, I think I talked about this on the show, but my first series kind of in an app, the ESPN app, I'm doing this series called Draft Academy, where I'm the narrator of the NFL draft thing that's going on now. And so it's fun because I've been talking about all these kids, and then the draft is going to happen tomorrow, and the guys are going to be recording the draft and doing behind the scenes video. And then I'll get to do the wrap up. It'll be the last episode. It's an 8-part series. We'll be on the draft. And so it's kind of cool to see ESPN talk about these kids that I've been talking about on this show and see their lives change tomorrow. Before I had anything to do with Draft Academy, I love the draft. I love watching people's lives drastically changed.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of those things where, like, since you were a kid for most of these kids, since you were a young boy, this is what you dream of, is getting drafted into the NFL. And now it's happening. And I just think it's so powerful to watch these parents, sacrifices pay off, like when Piper joins the women's U.S. soccer team.
Of course. Next week. You know what's funny, Gabe? Like, I think I've seen a couple Draft Academy episodes. They've had, like, we've gone to Red Robin and they've had them there, but I can't listen to them. So, like, I don't even know that that's your voice. I'm like, this stinks.
I'm in there somewhere.
Yeah,
going, Nick Bosa.
I'll have to go back because
brother of Joey Bosa.
I love seeing that stuff too. Like, these kids work their tails off to get to where they're at, and if being drafted would be so life-changing for them. I don't personally watch the draft. I find it just kind of...
Do you? I love it.
Yeah. I just like the summaries at the end. Like, I just want to know who went where. And because I follow a lot of college ball, I'm just really curious where they go. But the process of it, just like, I can't watch that. It's like watching golf for me, which I can't do either.
So I will admit that I only like watching the first round.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch the second or third round, but like those first 15 picks, like,
I'm with
exciting
you on that, definitely.
To me. I love watching.
Yes.
So
I like the first round, the first 15 or so, like you're saying. One, because I don't really follow college ball, so I don't usually know who any of these people are.
Yeah,
and the only ones I may have some information on are usually the top 5 or so, or whoever people are ranking that Dallas might pick, and then I see if they were right. I like watching that part, seeing the predictions, and then seeing what comes to pass. But I don't usually know the kids or whether they're really good. So I watch it for the breakdown to see, like, okay, so who are these people? And I want to get the information then, because I don't watch the college games.
That's
or
right.
Of the ones I do, like, I don't know the names of the kids.
But like, there's a couple names like Kyler Murray or who was homeboy from last year that like were so amazing that, because I don't really follow college ball either, but there's some names that just rise above everybody else's.
Yes.
And so it's always interesting to see where they go. Like, did they end up going first? Did they end up waiting? It's just really interesting to see, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I dig it.
And then last thing I'll say, man, I've been, what are they calling it? #0frames. I've been watching nothing on Avengers Endgame. I've got my tickets for tomorrow night. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I did accidentally see a rating because somebody on Twitter, instead of putting like, we rated, Endgame, they just put the rating as the picture. And I accidentally saw it. And so.
Well, but a rating, I mean.
That's so subjective, man.
Yeah, that doesn't give you any information about what's going to happen.
We've said it before.
It doesn't, but I would rather go into a movie not knowing whether anybody thought it was good or bad than going in thinking somebody thought it was either extremely good or extremely bad.
You want to know what I almost thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say, I have been rewatching some of the Marvel movies leading up, and I was going to be so proud of you.
No, sir. Ain't nobody got time for that, man. I've been Disney World.
That's true, but I got time for that. I've been watching it.
That's funny. All right, Router.
Yes.
You got it?
Yes.
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 Well, let's do it. Oh, gosh. Sorry. 6
You
shows.
all right, man?
Goodness
You're going
gracious.
to live? New releases this week. Gabe Patillo's new voice box.
Yeah, exactly. Please.
Hey, if you find yourself struggling on any of these other ones, just right beforehand, whisper to yourself, power mode, and then you'll
It'll work.
right
There
on,
you
man.
go.
I'll try it.
Hopefully it works. It might only work for me.
That's true.
That's true.
That'd be disappointing.
All right. Starting off, Jupiter and Mars for the PSVR. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, The Fate of Atlantis Episode 1, Fields of Elysium DLC.
That looks like a crazy DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, PC, PS4, Xbox One. Bendy and the Ink Machine for the Switch. Mortal Kombat 11.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
That's
PC,
right.
PS4, Xbox One,
They've
and
been
Switch.
marketing the crap out of that
Oh,
one.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
They usually do. They're pretty good about
Yeah.
marketing the old Mortal Kombats.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
that's true. I mean, they market it like they don't come out but every 10 years.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Like 10 did not come out that long ago.
No, it
Mhm.
didn't at all. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the Path Home DLC for the PC, PS4, Xbox One. Agelos for the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. And then on April 26th for the PS4, Days Gone.
There you go.
There
Oh,
you
man.
have it. I'm very curious to see how this is going to pan out.
I know. I might red box it. I don't know. I don't know if
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know
buy
either.
it yet. I'm so like I'm on the because like
I think you need to trust the Brett T. Bodden.
I know.
well, it's not about
yeah.
that. It's just about the time. Like I want to try it like real quick, but I like want to play Sekiro.
Sekiro.
But I have to like wait till I'm done with Kingdom Hearts so I can get my PlayStation back into the shed because I don't want to play any of those games in the
right.
living room.
Right.
So it's like I want to get it for
Yeah.
like a day so I can do it when the kids are asleep and then I take it back.
Got it.
Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have NPD for March.
Oh.
Bup.
Let's do this.
Billions.
We have NPD from March.
Nice.
All right. March 2019, down 11% compared to
Ooh.
March of 2018. Sales of hardware, software, accessories, and game cards were at 1.2 billion. March 2019.
Is that with a B?
software, Yes, I'm sorry. It's 1.2 billion
Thank you.
dollars.
Mhm.
March 2019 software sales hit hit 547 million, but for the quarter, software sales were up 2%.
There you go.
Mhm.
So games are selling.
Oh my gosh,
but it-
goosebumps books. Yep.
This is the first episode that Tim has been drunk, right?
That's right.
I think it's the second episode.
So games are
Got a
selling.
lot of nerve.
This is the first podcast though outside the Century episodes where anybody's been in the same place podcasting.
Is it really? I was asking
yes.
Chris about that.
I don't think anybody's been in another person's house.
Oh, wow.
podcasting
Yeah, you're
before.
right.
I think this is
Yes,
the first
very
time
good.
ever. So good on you
Nice.
guys. The
Well
Placencia
done, making history.
Wow.
McCracken Voltron over there.
That's right.
Go ahead, Tim.
I was just fine. It's fine. So software sales were up 2%, which means games are selling.
Yep.
But hardware's not moving very well as it did last year.
Sure.
That makes
Top 10
sense.
games. Yeah. Top 10 games. Let's get to it. Number 10, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Number
Wow.
9, Yoshi's Crafted World.
Oh, really?
Number 8, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Wow. Wow. To whom?
Number
To whom?
seriously, right? Number 7, NBA 2K19.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Number 6, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Mm.
Number 5, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Oh, good for them.
Number 4, Devil May Cry 5.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
wow.
another one I
Debut.
wanted to dip my toe into.
There you go. Number 3, MLB 19, The Show.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Sekiro, Shadows Die
Oh.
Twice,
Oh, nice.
Nice.
which means the number 1 game
Kingdom
for
Hearts
March,
got to be.
Tom Clancy's The Division 2.
Oh, really?
Ooh,
Wow.
Launch sales are the 6th highest in Ubisoft's history, and so far it's the second best-selling game of 2019. That's
Wow.
amazing considering the French publisher has so many hits in recent years, such as Far Cry 5 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, came in second. It's the 8th selling game, best selling game of the year. It's also From Software's second best launch,
Oh, wow.
only trailing Dark Souls 3, which came out in 2016.
Which that kind of makes sense since that this one's multi-platform. Their last game, Bloodborne, was only on PlayStation.
Yes, it was PlayStation
really?
only.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So wait, Kingdom Hearts wasn't on that list at all?
No.
Wow.
But did it come out this month?
Wait,
it came out in January, didn't it?
I have no idea when it came out.
Kingdom Hearts 3 came out in January.
January 25th, I think, or January
25th.
Yeah, 29th. 29th.
It was
in
there
the US,
in February.
25th in Japan.
I remember it was there.
I know. I'm surprised that it already fell off. That's crazy.
That's a big drop off. So we mentioned
that's the power
hardware
of Ed or of Gabe Patillo. And
yeah,
his
exactly.
Reviews.
Yeah.
Right. The power of the Patillo.
They just ran away.
We mentioned the hardware wasn't moving well. Spending on hardware dropped 15% compared to March of 2018. Considering the PS4 and Xbox One are both mature platforms, this is probably not much of a surprise. And it didn't help that PlayStation, that Sony was like, hey, we got a PS5 coming out. So I'm feeling a lot of consumers are just like, you know what? I'm just going to put everything on hold and shut my wallet down and not do anything.
And I mean, come E3, we should be hearing about whatever the next Xboxes are too.
Absolutely. Yep. I will say Nintendo Switch was the best-selling platform for both March and the quarter in terms of dollar sales and systems sold. So, man, that thing is just a little engine that just keeps going.
And they've got an announcement out there, too. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's going to be crazy. I have a feeling like for the next at least 2 months, we're going to see more hardware sales being down because everybody's going to be ramped up for E3 and what everyone's going to announce and then kind of go from there. But we shall see. But it's all fun stuff, and it's good stuff. And if you've been playing the Division 2, you're the big winner in March. Well done.
Woohoo.
Back to you, gentlemen.
Chris McCracken.
Yes, sirree. So, going to start with some Overwatch news. This information comes from Polygon, and Jeff Kaplan had a video that he put out where he kind of recaps things that are coming and things they've been working on coming to Overwatch. And he introduced a new mode I guess feature is what you would call it. It's called workshop mode. And basically what it is it's a scripting mode that allows you to make custom game modes within a custom game browser. Now, players could already create their own custom rule sets, but the workshop feature is supposed to be far more robust for players to distribute and will also be able to distribute them throughout the different playlists as well. Players will have access to some of the same asset or the same tools and as developers and programmers to make, quote, whatever they can come up with wherever their imaginations will take them. So basically, because when I first started reading this, I was like, well, but don't they already have custom game modes? But it looks like you can go even further than that.
Yeah.
You can get even more minute about the different changes that you want to make. And the way that they kind of worded it makes it sound like you could bring up kind of your own custom characters.
That's
exactly.
Right.
Now, what I don't know, because the way that they talked about it later on was that they were saying that these would then be go into a list that then could be feeded out to, the different servers and whatnot. But will that also apply to custom characters? That I'm not sure about.
Right.
Or if it's just if you create it, you can create your own custom character and play with it in yours that you create. I don't know about that one. But still, I am not the type of person that's going to get in there and really mess around with all this and create things because I'm not in the realm of wanting to create games. But I love seeing all the crazy stuff that other people come up with and playing, and especially if they're in a list that I can then access and then play these custom games.
Do you think it'll come to console?
Yeah, it's coming to console.
Yeah, Ed sent a link that showed that it's going to be on PC and it's coming to console as well.
Wow,
which kind of makes sense because you can do the custom games on console. I just wasn't sure if this, fired up version of it was going to work on console, but it seems like it's going to.
Yeah,
and it's funny too because he even said this isn't for people who dabble in custom games. This is for people who know about coding and all that kind of stuff.
He said it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
He said, to quote Kaplan, he said, really anybody who understands the logic of game making and how game events are chained together will have an easier time creating things.
Yep.
So it's definitely interesting to see what they are doing. And he did say you can even prototype your own Overwatch hero using this system. And so what I like about it is that what are the chances? I think the chances are good, especially with how Overwatch is. And, some people feel like they're getting burned out on how many heroes there are and things like that, which I don't think is a problem. But
neither.
What if there's this turns into a freaking, if somebody makes a character and it makes its way into the game. Yeah. You know, if they turn it into a contest, that could be amazing that everybody has a shot at, you know, getting in on this action. That would be really, really
Another
cool.
thing that could be really cool too, and I'm assuming this might be something capable based on the tool set that they're describing that you have, but if nothing else, maybe people could get in there and make really awesome custom skins, and then those skins become available in the game.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Because there's so many times that people are like doodling up or drawing concept art for new skins that could be really awesome, and then you know they don't come because you know obviously Overwatch is working on their own skins and they've got a lot. They're making a game. They got a lot of stuff they got going on. But it's like, man, if somebody can get in there and just tinker and make it themselves, and then they're like, man, that's pretty good. Let's make that part of the game or whatever. That could be awesome too.
Yeah, he said that one game mode that someone came up with that he said will probably actually end up in the arcade is what's called Mirror Deathmatch. And it's a deathmatch mode where, like, for a minute, just kind of at random, everyone is McCree, and then after a minute, everyone changes to Reaper, and then after a minute, everyone is the same character for a minute.
That's freaky.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, again, this is not the kind of thing that I feel like I myself could get into, but I love to see the creativity of those people that can do that kinds of stuff and what they come up with.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think it's super exciting.
I'm not one either to create things.
And I just love how he said that, hey, you know, maybe out of this, people will discover I could be a game developer or I want to be a game developer. And I love that he included that as part of what they hoped would happen.
I'm just wondering how deep you can go on the console. That's the only thing that's like, are you going to be stuck with that virtual keyboard, or is it like you need to, you know, I just don't know how that's all going to work because they called it scripting. You know what I mean? Like that was what they initially, you know, called it, that you'll be able to do custom scripts to create new game modes and content. And you're like, shoot, but that doesn't sound like drag and drop. You know what I mean?
On the PlayStation and at least to some extent on the Xbox, you can plug in an actual keyboard.
Right. No, I know that. I understand that. But I'm just saying, is that what they're expecting everybody on the console side of things to do, or have to work with the virtual keyboard? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's scripting, I would assume that they're going to extend it to that way because I'm sure that's how it'll work on the PC, and I don't see them making it too different. But they could find ways to do these things, maybe not the custom scripting, but all the other things, they could find relative ways to do it on a controller. I mean, because Dreams is doing some crazy stuff, and they're just using a controller too. Though I don't think in Dreams you're using actual scripting. I'm not 100% on that, but whether or not they want to spend that much time to make it, I'm sure they're going to keep it as close to whatever the PC's capabilities are as they can. If that means a custom keyboard or using that virtual one, that may just be how you have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't see them. They don't tend to make too many special things for the console side. It's usually pretty much the same as the PC. And if it's not something if it's something the PC can do and the console can't, they don't do it. Like the PTR. The PTR has never come to console. So, which I don't know why. That doesn't seem like that'd be a hard thing to do, but it'd be awesome if it did.
Yeah.
It was just crazy because last week in the developer update, or Jeff Kaplan said, hey, we have a really big announcement coming. It's a feature of the game no one has ever asked for, but we can't wait to see what you do with it. And I never imagined it was going to be this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, oh man, that could be crazy. So, you know, websites are good at leaking stuff. And take this one with a grain of salt. European retailer Pro Gaming Shop leaked 2 games, 2 dates. And, you know, I usually never go back and check and see if the leak was actually right ever. But it's just fun to talk about the rumor of it because both these games, they have coming out in 2019. The first being Cyberpunk 2077, which they accidentally put up and then took down that it would be coming out on November 28th of this year.
Wow. Okay.
Which would be
that's fast.
Amazing. And we've talked about rumors before saying that it could drop this year. Still seems very quick, but you know, we don't know how long they were working on it before we heard about it. And then the other one is The Last of Us Part 2. This one's a little bit more sketchy to me, but they're saying September 27th, 2019. Why
would they not announce that yet? I don't know.
Because it's not E3 yet, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
My only reasoning to think that it's not coming is because, like, Neil Druckmann just sent out the pictures of the last day of shooting. And so it seems like, you know, they just finished up motion capture stuff. And so I can't imagine that by September, everything's going to be put together already. Also, a reason I don't think it's coming this year is because I do think that it might be one of those straddle games that'll come out closer to the PS5 launch than not. But I don't remember how closely Last of Us 3 straddled, and it didn't straddle enough to where it was automatically on PS4. Remember, we had to wait for the remaster for PS4, not like it was a launch title. You know what I mean? So we could get still Last of Us Part 2 remaster on PS5 and get the version we think is coming to PS4.
If we don't get a release date for The Last of Us by E3, I will be pissed.
Yeah, there's no way they don't at least say.
They've got to have a date by then, right? They have
I don't know if they'll have a date because, you know, they always internally have dates. But I think that we'll at least get a window.
We have to. I need something.
Yes.
If it's going to be a launch game on PS5, I don't think we're going to get a window.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get anything.
Yeah. You're right.
But do you think it's going to be a remaster launch or the launch of the game will be PS5?
I just think that they're building the game right now for both versions. And that they're building it because the architecture is similar. I would assume they're building it to the best of its ability, and then they would just scale it down for PS4 and PS4 Pro, or whatever that version is. I don't think it'll be something where they say, like when The Last of Us came out on PS4, they called it remaster, but a year or more had gone between then. Like, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it might be something like, if you guys remember when the PS4 and Xbox One launched. Now, I know this wasn't an exclusive game. It was a third-party game. But like, what was it? Black Flag came out. And like a month later, the new-gen consoles came out. And the game was on that as well at the same time.
Oh, right.
It wasn't like the remaster version. No, it was just a better-looking version of the one that you could also get on PS3.
That's right.
Or Xbox 360.
But The Last of Us did come out at the tail end of PS3.
Yep.
And so, I mean...
How long did we have to wait? Was it a year and a half or 2 years?
I think so.
Before it came out on PS4, because remember they were still in the middle of doing Uncharted 4.
Yeah, it came out within. So the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4 launched in November, and it was out within the first quarter of that next year, 2014.
The remaster was?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was. I may have that wrong. I'll have to look it up because I remember it feeling like it was pretty quick.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, but I want a date at this point. It's like I don't need to be jerked around anymore. Like, we know it's coming. It's going to be here soon. Like the PSX experience was still probably the greatest moment of our lives when we saw that.
All right, I was a little bit off. It was July 29th of 2014, so it was in the second quarter.
All right,
not the first.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want a date.
There you go.
I don't want a ballpark. I want a date.
I don't think you'll get one.
Oh, man, come on.
At E3, you don't think so?
I don't think you'll get Jack at E3 because Sony's not having anything to do with it.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, I don't mean at E3, but I just remember, in that time, it seems like they have been flirting with saying they're doing something around that time.
I could see them saying something. I don't think you'll get a date. You might get a year. I don't think you'll get a date.
Gotcha.
Maybe a season, do you think?
Do what?
Like a season, like
Ooh,
holiday.
what if they just said winter? Ooh.
That would be awesome.
That'd be sick.
That honestly would be really sick. But I could see it just saying like 2020 or whatever year it's going to be.
Yeah. Huh.
If they do anything.
What else you got, Christopher?
So on the PlayStation side, so for anybody who played God of War 3 and beat the game, one of the cool things that I thought was really neat about it was that it unlocked after you beat the game in the menu on the main screen the ability to watch a documentary that was kind of like a making of documentary about God of War 3. And it led all the way up until they showed the first trailer of it at the E3 where they announced it. And I always thought that was really cool. And I actually had tweeted at Corey Barlog. I was like, man, I don't know if when the new God of War was on its way and about to release, I said, I don't know if this is something, clearly it's late in the game now, but it'd be awesome if you had something like this because I really enjoyed that about God of War 3. And they did not include anything like that on the game. But the PlayStation blog did announce that they are indeed having a making of the God of War kind of mini documentary that's coming out on their YouTube channel. It's called Raising Kratos.
Oh, nice.
And it's going to be, I think, in an 8-part series. I could have the number of series off a little bit, but it's not just going to be one big hour and a half video or whatever. It's going to be a bunch of little segmented ones going through whenever the game, like they were first starting to make it. You see a little bit about the leaks, about how that there's leaks saying that, we think it's going to be actually in Norse mythology, and they're switching the things and all that stuff, and then kind of how they dealt with that, and then the making of the game, and then all the doubt and things that they had to go through. And then I think it's supposedly going to end with when they had that showing at E3 2016, I think that was. Whichever one it was, where they had the symphony in the front and everything like that, and played it live in front of everybody. Huh. So I'm super looking forward to this because I thought it was really, really cool. And this was something that I don't feel like this mini documentary. I haven't seen a lot of talk about it, but I've seen it, obviously it was on Twitter, and then I saw a few of the news outlets did have this little story about it. So I just wanted to bring it to our community's attention because I think it's going to be really cool. It's probably not going to be safe for work. So keep that in mind whenever you're watching it, that you're in a place where that's appropriate and not little eyeballs around or anything like that. But
that's right.
It should be pretty cool. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I wish kind of like Netflix did with comedy, I wish they would do that with gaming.
What do they do with comedy?
Well, last year they had this big promise where they released a new comedy special every week. And so I wish like every month they had the making of some ginormous game that,
that'd be great.
If they did the making of, Red Dead and the making of God of War and awesome. Spider-Man. And, I think there's plenty of games to go around. And then you could get into some of the indies and show the struggles of being a 5-person team and wanting to get your thing on the PS4. And I think it could be really a cool look
That'd
at something.
Amazing.
And I think it would.
I would love that.
I think it would kind of draw in those people that are, it might be a little nerdy, but like, a lot of people watch Shark Tank because it's kind of the American dream coming to fruition. And I think that could show a lot of like just dreams coming true and those that, I think it could be cool.
I totally agree that I would be down for that, and that would be cool. And I think all the ones for like little indie teams would be super interesting, regardless of what the game is or what it's about or anything like that.
Yep.
On the AAA side, man, to me, it's a big old gamble. Because like, what if they did this whole big documentary on the making of Battlefront 2, and then like that game has that kind of launch? It's like, do you release a documentary on a game that got that kind of reception?
I think. Honestly, I think it would still be amazing.
I think there'd be people like I would still watch it. But can you imagine how many downvotes those videos would get?
Yeah, when they
so bad
when they do the making of No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's
like No Man's Sky would be a good one for a redemption story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if it's a good documentary, it includes that, like that would be part of the story.
Yeah. I would love that. That'd be amazing.
I agree. It seems like usually these kinds of things come out about beloved games. It's like, man, how many of these do you think they have a doc going? And then they realize, pull the plug.
Yeah.
It just makes me wonder.
It also depends
it's
on
even more interesting to see a documentary about a disaster as well.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm right there with you guys. I'm the same way. I just don't think the internet would be that with us.
Well, it all depends on the transparency of the developer. If they want to be completely open and honest, but if it was especially a developer that I play games from, like I would love that because I'd like to see the struggles and the roller coaster ride that it takes. Like I think that would be incredible. I'd be all over that.
Nice.
Make it happen, people. Make it happen.
Seriously.
Right.
So I had a question for you guys. And I was going to open this up to the community and have it be question of the week, but then I thought...
Whatever the default is.
Yeah. I thought it was like, it's too long an answer for people to explain, but I wanted to just see what you guys think. Only because I keep seeing the headline, the next Xbox will be much more powerful than the next PlayStation. And I keep wondering, why is power still important? Do you guys, I can't wrap my head around why that's even a headline in these days. Chris, you have a thought? Is it just because it sounds sexy? Like the Xbox has been stronger than the PlayStation this whole generation.
No, it has not this whole generation.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm sorry, the X has been stronger than the things that the Pro is.
The reason that it's important, one, it is sexy. And when it's a new thing, you want it to sound like, or you want it to feel like you're getting your money's worth. Like there's a reason that you're spending this extra money. And with hearing that it's more powerful, is going to get the gearheads, if you will, excited about that kind of thing, which you want to entice the hardcore, because the hardcore is always the ones you want to entice. Yep. In a weird way, that's kind of a dumb thing anyways, because the hardcore are the ones that are going to buy it regardless.
Exactly.
But they're usually the ones that are into the specs and the talk about that kinds of thing.
Right.
The other thing about it is that you want to feel like that you're getting that you're gonna have it's future proofing.
Yes.
So it usually, especially on the console side, the minute it comes out, it's old tech, in a way. So it's you feel like, oh, this generation is going to be decent, but mid generation, everybody kind of talks about it. And the hope is that as they get better, and they're more powerful, their longevity. There's this sense that longevity will happen. But the other reason that I think that it happens is because clearly, as we know, and a lot of other people know this too, even the hardcore people that like all the tech stuff, is that what the main thing that matters is the software. But the promise of the software lots of times is tied into the promise of the hardware. So for instance, like if we go back to what Cerny was talking about, he was talking about the SSDs and all the benefits that gives you with gameplay, which is the software aspect of it. Mm-hmm, he talked about all of the ray tracing stuff and the ray tracing and how it's going to really affect the audio, which he thinks, in his opinion, having really differential audio is going to be it's going to really differentiate itself from this generation and the previous one. That's going to be a big game changer. That can only happen with new, bigger, better, more faster hardware kind of things. Mm-hmm. So I think it's all of those in conjunction. Now, when they actually hit, the main thing is okay, it comes down to software, because it doesn't matter how pretty it can make it. If the game's bad, the game is bad.
That's right.
So software will win out in the end, but in the beginning, up front, when everybody's kind of looking at it as a fresh start, it's sexy to talk about the numbers and the specs because everybody can understand that speak. You don't know about a game you don't know about until that game exists, but you understand CPUs and GPUs and gigahertz and terafloppies and whatever, or maybe you don't, but you know what I'm saying?
I didn't. Yeah.
That's a big number. You're like, wow, that sounds impressive. And this dude over here that knows about tech is excited.
The thing that I think bugged me about it was because obviously I agree with you as somebody who loves the game. Mm-hmm. I don't care how strong people loved Myst, and it was a slideshow game. Mm-hmm. Right. And so, of course the game has to be good first. It doesn't matter. But the other thing that bothered me about it was it feels like, so this generation looks like it's going to be 7 years long, kind of like the last generation. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel like, to me, like we even squeezed all the power out of the turnip. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like there's still more power left on the table, so you can make it as strong as you want to, but if the games don't seem to consume all the power, then it feels like there's some wasted a little bit there.
So what you're saying, you feel like the current systems didn't get all out of them that they could be got out of them?
That's what I think. When I look at the jump from the beginning of the PS3 era to Last of Us, Last of Us felt like, oh, this looks crazy. This is ridiculous. They must have squeezed everything they could have out of the PS3, because it looked so amazing. And I feel like, and you've talked about this before, maybe we just won't ever see those jumps again anymore. But it just feels like we haven't gone there on the PS4 yet, or are we just spoiled?
I think
it's both.
I think it is a diminishing returns thing. I don't think the jump is going to be able to be as big towards the end of each generation. And because I'm in kind of an agreement with you. Like, I think God of War and Horizon, and even at the very beginning of this generation, maybe not from a size standpoint, but just from the way the game looks, I thought Killzone Shadowfall looked amazing. Yes. I didn't really care for the game, but it looked beautiful, and it was like a launch game. Right. So I think that part of it's that, and I think that as we get further along, game developers, especially this generation, I feel like they've been more here towards the end when with these iterative consoles, it's gotten about 4K, so resolution again. But I think in the beginning, I think the way that it went, I think the way that it ended up going was, okay, now with all this power, we can make bigger worlds. And when you make bigger worlds, you can have them be really large, but then that makes all the stuff that's in them has to be smaller. So where the people have gotten better is finding the tricks to use the hardware to make it look like this world is super well populated when really it's not, because it doesn't have the hardware to support that much population and that big of a world. So doing all this, like there was that video that came out, and a lot of developers use this kind of technique, but where like it had Aloy and it showed a cone of where she looked, and like that world looks massive when you're in there playing that game, but it's actually only what's in this little cone is what's actually loading up in the game. So they're able, by using that technique, they were able to put a lot more, make those areas where you do see in that cone real dense, because it's not actually the whole world exists at any given time.
Right.
And I think where they've learned is to eke out much more power so that they can make these big worlds as populated as they can be. And I think we're kind of reaching the limits of that on this, because my problem with this generation, or not with this generation, but my fear for next generation, as I had said for one of my wishes, is I really want games to focus on frame rate. I really want frame rates to get higher. I'm kind of with, I think it was Nathan Dugas. I'd be fine, honestly, even though we're all about the 4Ks and the 4K is what sells the new TVs and all this kind of stuff. I want every game to have an option to say, hey, I want a resolution mode or I want a performance mode, because I would play every single game on my 4K screen in 1080p if you give me a solid 60 frames.
Right.
To me, that's more important.
Yeah.
But I think what they're going to do is they're going to focus in on one, hitting tradition, like legit 4K. And I think that they're going to focus on adding even more to the world, which is going to require more processing power, which means frame rates are going to have to stick at 30. That's what my fear is.
Right.
I don't want that to be the case. So when I hear them saying more power, my hope rises that, okay, we're going to hit this frame rate goal that I would really like to be the thing.
Yes.
That's my hope, anyways. That's the kind of thing, why that kind of thing gets me excited.
There you go.
For me, this whole thing is just PR, because they are catering to the tech people, the computer people. And what do you do when you buy a new computer? You compare the RAM, you compare the memory, you compare the storage, you compare, the speed, all of the CPUs and GPU stuff. That's all that you do when you're buying a new computer. So they're catering to those people because those people typically play video games as well. For me, I don't care. Right. I want to see a good game, a clean game. I want stories, and I think
the thing that you do want, though, Tim, that you might not be saying, is you want it to run smooth, though.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
Some of those things are important. Those bigger numbers are important, but I don't think it's the most important.
But but for me, and I always go back to this. I think what Naughty Dog did with The Last of Us on a PS3 was phenomenal.
Yeah,
and they took what they were given with the power that they had, and they made it work with their engine. They probably did a ton of different tweaks and a ton of different things to make it run more efficient, and it looked freaking beautiful. I think it rallies anything else on the PS3. And they did that with a dying generation console, and then they remastered it to the PS4. I have a PS4 Pro, and I've told you this before. I had the PS4 before that, and I got the Pro. I really can't tell the difference because I'm not really looking.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm not really, as I drop my phone, I don't really care about that. I just want it to run smooth. I want it to be clean, and I just want story. I want good games.
Yeah.
And Microsoft constantly disappoints me with their games. And that's why I play more PlayStation than anything else, because we have God of War, we have Horizon, we have The Last of Us, we have these amazing heavy hitters that gravitate to me personally. And gaming's very subjective, and that's all fine and good. And so for me, none of this matters to me. I just care about the games, because I know that there's specific games that I want to play, and Microsoft has never wooed me. Now, I do have a slight inclination to be like, this Game Pass thing is pretty cool, because you can just boom, get whatever. I love that.
And the answer is yes, it's very, very cool and very worth it. Yeah.
It's not enough for me to switch over and to constantly stay on my Xbox, which is just sitting there collecting dust with this. I've got the first generation Xbox One still. So, and I don't plan on buying another console right now. I'm completely happy with what I've got. So I'm kind of more of a dumbed down version of this, because I really don't care. I just love to play games when I can play games, and I just want them to run smooth. Yeah. And just for me, it still always goes back to the Last of Us model, because those guys knocked it out of the park, made it efficient, made it run really smooth on a dying console. Yeah. So, kudos to them for doing that. That's kind of the attitude that I think other developers need to do, is how can we squeeze this out without taking that much power, so you have extra for whatever you need. So I don't know. For me, I think a lot of it's just PR, and that's fine. And it just creates the hype between fanboys, and that's always going to be there, and that's completely fine. Let it go. It's so subjective, and I'm not bashing on anybody if you play Xbox over PlayStation, because I just know what I like, and that's great. And if we play similar games, awesome. Yep. Fantastic. I'm all for it.
Ed, does it woo you to hear that one's more powerful than the other?
It really doesn't. And I'm going to sound like a broken record after you guys, because I've seen all those headlines too as I'm going through Flipboard, and I haven't clicked on a single article to read more.
Right.
You know,
me neither.
I'm just like, well, as long, like you were saying, Gabe, as long as it plays those games that are coming out, as long as it works, great.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
As someone who's not, you know, as Chris said, a gearhead and doesn't really understand what each spec does, to me, when I see, oh, this one's going to be stronger, to me, stronger means, shorter loading times.
Right,
and,
right.
And
which is a truth.
From the Xbox One S, from the 360, because the game can do so much more. I feel like in a lot of games, the loading screens are just as long as they were on the 360.
Because the game stays big. Know? They make the games bigger.
Yeah. So to me, it really, it as long as it plays the game, you know, I'm fine. Do whatever you need to do under the hood. I don't know. It's like I'm not a car guy. As long as it works and gets me from A to Z, I'm great.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think we're simpletons that way. Like, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple, stupid. Let's like play the games we love to play.
Yeah, it just and I agree with you, Tim. It's just I'm glad that you said it's PR. Like, it's all marketing. That's what it's gotta be. When you see every, you know, and again, not hating on the Xbox. Remember, I sold the Xbox I had to get the Xbox One X. When you see those commercials like play on most powerful console, you're like, I know, but I want to play the Uncharted. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't matter to me that's the most powerful. To me it's the better story of, you know, a lot of games that are out.
Mm-hmm. That's, I mean, the same, like when I watch a car commercial, it's this many horsepower. Will it go 70 on the highway? Great.
No, man, I get excited about the horsepower talk.
Are the horses well fed?
Yeah, when Tesla said we can get from 0 to 60 in like 1.9 seconds, I was like, okay. I mean, I don't need it, but I want it. Oh, Chris, you got anything else, buddy?
The last thing that I had is I just wanted to touch on this for anybody who maybe didn't see it. Obviously, we're all kind of saw the tragedy that kind of hit Notre Dame or Notre Dame, as we say. Just wanted to touch on this about how Ubisoft, who made Assassin's Creed Unity,
awesome.
Which obviously was during the French Revolution, and they had did not like a 1-to-1 recreation of Notre Dame in the game, but they had done a really, really good version of it. That was almost, you know, pixel for pixel, but, you know, step for step, the same beat of that game.
Yeah.
But they went ahead and they are donating. Ubisoft as a company is donating $500,000 to the efforts to help reconstruct Notre Dame, and I just thought that was really cool that they were getting behind it, and that they took that much like. It's not theirs, obviously, but they felt so powerful about it, and because it was such a strong symbol to so many people and everything, that they were like, hey, we want to be part of this reconstruction effort. I just thought that was cool.
And one of the developers spent 2 years in Notre Dame, like really mapping out everything. And I have a side note for that because I had that, if nobody was going to mention it, last week, because my sweet wife was the one that sent me the article about it. And she's like, I just wanted to get credit for this. That I'm sending this over to you so that you can talk about it on the podcast if they haven't already. I'm like, thank you, baby.
Good deal.
And I know we ran out of time last week, but that I love that. I think that's really super cool. And it doesn't make me want to go back and play Unity yet, but that's still pretty cool.
Yeah. Eduardo.
Yes, sir.
What you got for us, bruv?
Well, over on the YouTube channel, we've got 4.5 hours of Disney Infinity 2.0. You can check it out. And
did you enjoy it? You said it was different, but did you enjoy it a lot?
I really did. You know, I you know, when Lem was describing part of it to me, he mentioned building, and I was like, I don't really care for building.
Here's the thing about that. Yeah.
After I turned the stream off, I kept on working on my house, and I kept going for a while. So there was just something about it that it wasn't like Minecraft building. It was really clever the way they did it, and the way they drew me in to want to keep adding on and changing things, and it was pretty cool how they did it. I was very impressed.
Nice. I like it.
Over on iTunes, we have a new review, you guys.
Hey,
what?
Go.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yes.
This is from Neebs 18.
Oh, we know who that is.
We know who that is.
That means he's going to ask for $5.
I know, right? The headline is "Community Equals Family."
And
I love that.
Neebs wrote in the review, 5 stars, easy. I've been meaning to write a review for these guys for a while now. Notice I didn't say for this podcast. I feel like when I'm listening to Married to the Games, I'm right there in the room with Gabe, Tim, Chris, and Ed. These guys not only bring you a quality podcast to listen to and laugh at, but the relationships that have been cultivated by their community is unparalleled.
Ooh,
once you've become part of the MTTG community, you've become part of the MTTG family, and these guys do an amazing job at welcoming you into it.
Sick.
If you're looking for a great new gaming podcast that's clean, full of laughter, and lots of great future memories to build, then look no further. Seriously, stop looking for other podcasts and enjoy anything these guys have to offer. They won't let you down. Thank you so much, Neebs, for that review.
Neebs, that's awesome, dude.
Thank you, buddy.
So cool. It was so good he had to ban him.
Yeah, exactly.
So good. No, man. Thanks, dude. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Eduardo.
You bet.
Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different, except that it was
this one.
Quick fire.
Yes, sir. Bring
So
it.
I'm gonna need you guys. I'll repeat the questions a little bit as we go, but try to remember them along so I don't have to read the whole thing down every single time. But I'll read you what the quick fire was. The quick fire was: do you use cheat codes? Do you replay games? Do you prefer first or third person? Do you own the same game on multiple systems? Do you prefer shooters or fighters? Online co-op or couch co-op? Which one's better? Do you listen to soundtracks outside the game? Mobile game, do you do that? Did you play at friends' houses or did friends play at your house?
Dang, that's a long quick fire.
It's a long quick fire.
What was that middle part again?
Exactly. Starting over on Discordia, we got Tara Jacked. I don't use cheat codes, but I enjoy hearing about the fun ones that devs add. I have to say I'm part of that group. I replay games I love every few years. First person for that immersion. Ooh, first person for that immersion. That kind of almost rhymed there. No, I usually don't want to pay for something twice, even if it's not on my preferred platform. I'm into shooters, but if I keep getting worse, I'll have to switch my primary and stick to fighters.
Nice.
I love couch co-op, but online co-op allows me to connect with more people. I'm almost always listening to video game soundtracks. I don't usually do mobile games, but I hear about a good free game that I'll play it once or twice. We'll play Clash Royale once or twice.
There you go.
He said, my friends play at my house. I'm usually the one hosting the gatherings.
Nice.
I like that. Nathan Dugas, cheat codes, not really anymore. Did all the time as a kid. Doesn't really replay games, but usually if a game I love is ported, remastered, remade, I will play it again. Third person most of the time. I have purchased Final Fantasy 4 on 3 platforms, 6 on 3 platforms, 7 on 4 platforms, 8 on 4 platforms, 9 on 3 platforms, and soon 12 on my 4th platform. There are plenty of others, so yes, very yes. Fighters in the 90s, shooters today. Couch co-op when possible, but online co-op in games like Destiny 2 is awesome. If I'm not listening to podcasts or YouTube videos, 90% of the music I listen to is from video games.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. He said he doesn't mobile game because if he had the time to play something on my phone, I might as well be playing on my Switch, Vita, 3DS, etc. That totally makes sense. And he says either or on the friend's house. Fluxel, only if I'm stuck and it's starting to detract from the game, or it's getting you something fun like a friend's head or a basketball player. Does he use cheat codes? He rarely replays games, prefers first person for shooters, third person for everything else. Doesn't usually own the same game. Exception is Don't Starve. He prefers shooters over fighters. Online for most co-op, but couch for racers. Ooh, that's kind of good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Listens to gaming soundtracks and almost max level in Pokemon Go, so yes to mobile gaming. And only board games. at friends' houses. I like that. All right, Twitter. This is about to sound like the quick fire. Yes, after beating the game on cheat codes. Not anymore replaying games. Third person. Same game on multiple consoles. Yes, Overwatch. Shooters over fighters. Couch co-op. He says, yes, Mirror's Edge Catalyst is great to work out to when it comes to his soundtrack.
Oh, there you go.
More recently, he's been playing mobile games, and Them at Mine. I was the game kid with the friends coming over. Chelsea Capri, who's married to that handsome, Canada handsome.
Yeah.
Sean Capri.
Canada handsome.
She probably disagrees. She probably thinks he's handsome. Not just Canada handsome.
Just handsome.
Yeah, exactly. Worldwide handsome. Worldwide.
That's right. Worldwide.
She doesn't use cheat codes. She does replay games. Third person, but I like both. Third, but I like both, and to play first person more. I don't know about that one.
That's all right.
Maybe she meant like to play.
Yeah, maybe so.
Canada grammar.
She owns the game. She owns games on multiple consoles. She prefers shooters. She says she likes the couch, but I play online next to Sean Capri. So
that's awesome.
Oh, there you go.
It's kind of like the couch.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes listens to
They're
soundtracks.
Canada cute.
Yeah, they are. Doesn't mobile game. And she said her house, we always had all the systems and the games.
Wow.
That's
Nice.
so cool.
I like that. Axelosif at
Explosive?
Explosive. There you go. Woo. That was a situation.
That's American grammar.
That's American grammar for you.
America right there.
Yeah, and that's deep South America reading.
All good.
Cheat codes rarely. Replays games. Yes, they do. Third person. Same game on multiple systems. Yes, only because I was gifted one after I had the other. They say they suck at both shooters. I could play the objective. That's about it. Couch co-op online is a good alternative when you can't have the real thing. Listens to soundtracks. Rarely does mobile games. Don't like the structure of most mobile games. And played at friends' houses. Woo.
Nice.
Man, I didn't know that I wasn't going to have a voice when I sent out this quick fire. Aaron Christopher Moore over on Facebook. Cheat codes only in GTA. Yes to replaying games. First person shooters, third person RPGs. Yes, Xbox and PC. So that kind of counts because the gamers thing. I know I own Cuphead on I bought it on PC, but it floated over to my Xbox One, which I love. Shooters over fighters, online multiplayer, doesn't listen to soundtracks, doesn't mobile game. And he said both as far as going over to houses.
Nice.
Goes and comes over to their house. That's nice. Joseph Grimm, cheat codes? No. Replay games, not unless it's multiplayer. First person, yes. Own game on multiple systems, yes. Shooters over fighters. Online over couch. Yes, but not often on the soundtracks. No to mobile gaming. Yes to going over friends' houses growing up, but not now. Last but not least, Greg Legowski. Greg Legowski.
I'm watching you.
I'm watching you, Legowski.
Always watching.
No cheat codes for Greg. Replays retro games, when my massive backlog just doesn't call to me, so I play Legend of Zelda for the 30 millionth time.
Nice.
First person. Yes, owns multiple games, but mostly by accident. Humble bundles and things like that. Shooters over fighters. Couch co-op over online. Sometimes listens to soundtracks outside of games. Mobile games, sometimes. Wordscapes currently. And both. We also frequently swapped cartridges or tapes, as my grandmother called them. Close enough when it came to the friends. Thank you guys so much for answering the quickfire. That was a bad idea on my part.
Love it.
But you can go check out all the answers. We actually got a lot more answers to the quickfire than we've been getting to some other questions. So that was a fun time. Thank you guys so much. You know where to find us, facebook.com/married to the game. Come join the group, the MTTG community group. Talking is harder than it sounds. On Twitter, twitter.com/MTTG. Like Ed said, youtube.com/married to the games, marriedtothegames.com. Now on Patreon, patreon.com/MTTG. And the Married to the Games team is officially up and going on Extra Life, extra-life.org/team/MTTG. And people are joining already. So that's really, really fun. And I'm nervous already. So there you have that. And Eduardo from Dallas, Texas.
Rate us on iTunes, leave a comment, and subscribe because we are the most powerful podcast.
That's right.
Nice.
Booyah.
You want the
Better
most
watch out,
powerful
Thanos.
podcast?
We're coming.
That's right.
Come to MTTG. I'd like to see you snap on this.
Right.
Well, let's get into some questions.
All right, we're going to start with Discord. Chris the Rock. If you could plug your brain in a Matrix-style virtual reality, would you do it? You could change the game whenever you want. You can bring your friends and family, but you cannot go back to reality, though.
Ever?
No.
Oh, ever?
No.
Sounds like ever.
No.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No.
You had me at a yes until you said never.
That's right.
I know, right?
If I could,
You can't
I
go
would.
back?
Yeah, I would definitely have done it up until that point.
But not if it's Matrix style where they have to put that big metal rod in the back of your head.
Yeah,
I'd be
that's
too
kinda
nervous
crazy.
about that.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If I lost everything in a house fire, like family and everything, and I was confined to being a vegetable in a hospital,
You're a
then
vegetable.
yes, I would do it.
Absolutely. Yes.
But other than
So
that,
so it's a conditional no.
yeah, because I
Yeah,
still
we
want
get
to
it.
hug my children and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I'm not.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
All right, good question. Shep Dog, I was recently having a discussion with my friends about the Star Wars teaser trailer. Holy cow, we haven't even talked about that, have we?
I'm trying not to.
Okay, great. I informed them that I wouldn't watch it or anything else pertaining to the movie to avoid spoiling anything for myself.
Hashtag zero frames.
I also plan to watch it once by myself in the theater prior to going with any friends or family. Yes, I realize this is considered childish and selfish behavior, but some folks can't be trusted. Cough, cough,
Amen.
kids, cough, cough.
Amen.
For the question, I was curious, do you have any weird traditions or hangups surrounding a particular intellectual property?
I'm the same. I'm doing the same with Endgame. I'm not wanting to see anything. I'm not so crazy about it. Like, don't talk about it. But I definitely will like plug my ears and close my eyes if a trailer comes on. I just don't want to see anything. I want it to be all the first time. Again, I'm not freaky about it, but definitely am getting like that in my old age.
Agreed.
Yeah, when I was younger, I would read everything I could get my hands on before the movie came out. And I've totally swapped positions as I've gotten older. And now I'm like you. It's like, yeah, I don't want to know anything.
Yep. Chris?
Maybe I'm young at heart, man. I read this stuff.
Dude, yeah, you
now,
do.
I don't
Yeah,
I
you do.
don't
You definitely
read
do.
everything. Like, for instance, they had the premiere, I think it was on Monday. And the embargo had lifted, so a lot of people are putting up their reviews or their first impressions. Of course, most of them say like no spoilers, but I've not even touched any of those. I don't want to read. I don't want to know the specifics. But like, if you put out a teaser trailer and then teaser trailer 2 and then official trailer and then like a little first look, and then I'm gonna watch every single one of them.
I will
Every single one
I
of
will
them.
watch the teaser trailers.
And
I
in
won't
particular,
watch anything other than that.
in particular,
Or
when
don't
it comes
want
to Star Wars, I will read almost any fan theory and all that kinds of stuff because I
Really?
find it
Nice.
I find it fun to see who gets
Where
what
people
right
go with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who nails what,
I love
who
that. Yeah,
like,
that's
okay,
good.
they actually had it inside source, or it's just some speculation, hoo-ha, but they got close. That's cool. I like to see all that stuff.
I definitely actually do that too, but it's only after I've seen the movie. Because I
Yeah.
don't want anybody to accidentally be right and me feel it coming in the movie.
Yep.
Right.
That's where I am. Mhm.
Because people are smarter than I am, and I just, the internet is almost undefeated, and so it's like, it's hard to know that everybody got everything wrong. What about you, Tim?
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I, as you, Gabe and Ed, I don't read anything, watch as much as I can. I'm doing that right now with Game of Thrones because it comes out Sunday evening, but I don't have a chance to watch it then. So I will watch it first thing on Monday. And I don't look at Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or anything until after I've watched the actual episode.
Yeah.
Just to avoid spoilers. But I want to be surprised. That's the beauty of it. It's the one thing that, like, we don't have to go in and speculate. Let's just watch it, and then we'll make our, we can discuss it and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, Gabe, are you saying that you did not watch the Star Wars teaser trailer?
No, I said I will watch the teaser.
Okay,
like I'll watch that first little bit because I know that it barely has anything in it, and then I'll want to try to avoid the rest as much. But I do know that, like, somebody released what trailers will be at the beginning of Avengers.
Oh, yeah.
And I think one of them, I was like, I don't remember what they are off the top of my head, so I won't be saying them. I wouldn't say them anyway. But I remember being like, ooh, I don't want to see that one. But I love trailers. It's the only problem.
Yeah, me too.
Mm-hmm. But the one, the current one that just released, the Star Wars trailer, are you saying you didn't see that?
The teaser one I watched, yes.
Okay.
All
yes, I did watch it.
Yeah.
Good question.
Great question. Calm Fury. Parental question here. My daughter is almost 2. She is now very self-sufficient on the playground. I don't feel the need to follow her up the steps or down the slide anymore. What I don't trust is all the other kids running around the playground.
That's right.
One kid who looked about 5 tried to climb over her to get down the slide first. Mama Bear told the kid no and to back off. My question is, how do you deal with other kids acting a fool in public spaces?
Push them down.
I mean, seeing a kid Heisman stiff arm my less than 2-year-old makes me upset. But I also don't want to be a helicopter dad or get my head ripped off by other kids' parents. Brother man, welcome to parenting. It's just going to happen because kids are idiots, parents are idiots, and it's just, you're just going to have to kind of wade those waters and kind of figure it out.
You're going to get in a fight with a parent. Not, I'm just kidding. Not really, but like, some people don't parent. You got to remember, and some people are bad parents. And so I would say you gotta look out for yours. I don't care about that kid. I'm not gonna see that kid again, probably. And I don't care about their parents if the kid is acting up. And so I'm like, hey, let's try to go one at a time, guys. Let's try to go one at a time. And I try not to automatically jump to it's the other kid's fault. So I try to say, hey guys, let's both of us take turns on the slide. Instead of being like, hey, little boy in the blue, let my son go first. That's when you're looking for a fight. But when you're on the playground, they're kids. And kids are extremely selfish. Those kids don't care about your kids' well-being.
Nope.
And so I think you got to be like, hey, come on, guys, let's try to. And if a parent wants to step up, you just be like, look, I'm just trying to get him to come down the slide safely. That's all. My kid's 2. Yep. Your kid is twice the size of mine. So, let's not be stupid.
That's perfect. Couldn't have said it better.
You'll be all right. Don't be worried about another parent getting mad at you. This.
Yeah. Don't worry about you. You just take care of your daughter, but also
parents
these are always good learning curves for your child as well. If something does happen, and even if your child did something, and tell them,
go handle that.
Show them, hey, this is not right. This is not how we treat other people.
That's right.
It's common sense, man. I think a lot of it comes down to common sense. So, but just kill them with kindness too. That always helps. That way you won't get your head ripped off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool. Nathan Dugas, if you have any platinum trophies, which ones make you the most proud? One of mine is for Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, which I had beaten in its original version on PS2, but never completed all side bosses or challenges, and did so in the PS4 version.
Oh, wow.
The second is Persona 4 Golden. Oh, Godspeed to you, which took me 4 full playthroughs and just under combined 258 hours of game time.
Nada.
It's technically doable in 2 or 3 playthroughs, but I decided to aim for the plat late in my second playthrough and mess up some things on my third, preventing me from doing it in less than 4.
Nada.
As a side note, I'm buying Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, for the 4th time on Switch and excited to finally play it portable. Wow. Godspeed.
Yes,
you, sir.
Yes, Godspeed.
And you should seriously be proud of that. Absolutely. All right, platinum trophies. Which one's most proud of?
I mean, I'm not a trophy hunter, so I'll just say the most recent one I got, which was Spider-Man, and I was proud because I did hunt that one down. Like I purposely went through the list, saw what I was missing, went and did it, went back to see what I was missing, did it again, went back to see what I was missing, and finished it. So I'll say that one. Or Far Cry. I don't know. That one took some of the community helping out, so I always love that. Ed?
Yeah, I'm not a trophy hunter either, so
you just got your first platinums this year,
and so it's kind of like that's kind of cool, but I wouldn't say I'm proud of any of them. It was just kind of like that was kind of fun,
yes,
But it was more fun to chase them than it was leaving me feeling proud after.
Yeah, there you go. What about you, Christopher?
I'm a little bit with Ed in the sense that I don't know if proud of it per se is the right way to phrase it. I maybe just happy that I have it. More about it. And so for that one, and I only started chasing trophies and platinums and whatnot this generation. So I didn't do it at all in the PS3 generation. But
can I guess which one is your
the
favorite?
most?
Yeah, can I guess?
You can guess.
Overwatch.
Honestly, I don't know which one's the number one. It's hard because Overwatch, yes, that's definitely up there. That's one of the ones I was going to mention. I was going to mention a handful of them. But Destiny 1, that Flawless Raider trophy, and that was not tough. Easy. And that took wasn't even dependent on just me. That took a whole team to do that one.
That's right.
I'm really glad and happy to have the one for Metal Gear Solid 5 because it's the last Metal Gear game. I'm really happy about that one. I was really happy about getting the one for God of War. I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, Overwatch and then Destiny would be the other two that I would say. And I mean, all the ones that I have, which I only have like 10 or 11, I don't have like an astronomical number of them, but I enjoyed getting them all, obviously, or I wouldn't have gone for them. But those few in particular were really ones that was like, it's not just I want to do this because I'm still having fun playing this game, but it was like, no, I want to have this platinum trophy. To me, it's like an homage, a way to like say, hey, I really enjoyed your game and I want to show that in some way. And that's how I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
My most proud, apart from, I think my first one was probably The Walking Dead when they popped that up on season 1.
Oh yeah.
Like that was that was an easy one. But the first one that I really grinded out was the Second Son one. And I really enjoyed it. And I was like, man. Like, I think that was my first true, like, go for it, go get it, platinum.
And you had to play it twice.
And you had to play it twice. And I had a great time doing it. And so it was awesome. And I'm with you, Chris. The God of War one, I think, was very gratifying as well. Because that game was just ridiculous.
I will say this one other honorable mention, I guess I should say, is Hellblade. Because I played that game 4 times to get that.
I forgot that you got that one.
I played that game 4 times, and I was
that was a lot of frustration
while I was doing it.
Yeah.
But by the time I got to the end of that 4th playthrough, I was like, I'm actually really glad I did that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
I love that. That's great. Let's see. Beefmaster Serta, are you part of the newfangled avocado craze? Or would you consider yourself OG and been eating them for years?
That's funny.
That's hilarious. Yeah, when did avocados become like so crazy?
I don't know. Once they became
eating them
blood
forever.
avocados.
I love me some guac. Yes, I know it's extra, but I love me some guac.
I'm kind of the same with you, Tim.
I was late to the party on it, but not because it got popular, but just because Jenny likes avocados.
Oh, yeah, and
so I started eating them once we got married. But they weren't really on my radar before that. And then also I just recently found out I have a slight sensitivity to them. So that's a bummer.
Do you really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, which I don't think is fair. But I don't think it's going to keep me from eating them because I love guacamole.
Yeah, you just power through that, man. Power through the pain.
Yeah, it's like a milkshake. Like I'm lactose intolerant, but I'm not going to not have a milkshake. What do you think this is?
Yeah, what are you, nuts?
Right. Yeah, seriously.
It's not crazy.
That's so funny.
I don't even remember what the question was anymore.
No, you're good. You've answered it.
Sweet.
Anybody else?
I do not eat avocados.
You do not? Ed, you're OG like me?
Yeah.
Nice.
Perfect. Facebook, Brian Nebel, if you were to get a tattoo based off any video game, what game would you choose from? What would your tattoo be? And where would you put it?
I actually want a Nintendo controller on my, like an OG Nintendo controller on my arm. Yep. I want one. I don't know if I would do a game. That'd be tough. But like, it would have to be like, you know, a Ghost from Pac-Man or something like that. I don't know if I love anything too much to, even though as much as I love Final Fantasy VII, unless I got like a collage of them, like to where it was just a 7 or, you know, or whatever, you know, I don't know. So, Chris?
I will not be getting a tattoo because I'm a no ink rebel.
Yep.
But if I were going to get something, it would have something to do with Metal Gear.
Yep.
I don't know exactly what it would be because there's so many different things that I could choose and think about. I'd have to really give it a lot of thought, but it would be something from that series. And as far as where, I mean, it probably just the traditional, like on your shoulder, you know, or on your, you know,
yeah,
right there on the side of your arm or something like that. Or maybe back when I was a little bit younger and I thought about maybe one day I might want to get something if I found something cool enough. I thought about putting it on my right shoulder, like on my back, only because that way, you know, if I don't want to show it off, I just wear a shirt. And if I want to show it off, then fine, you know, because
you're at the pool,
you know, but I won't be getting one.
There you go. Ed?
I don't know. I'd get DPS characters from Overwatch on each of my knuckles.
Nice.
I like it.
I don't know.
Like little miniature ones on each knuckle.
Yeah, just little tiny heads.
A little tiny Reinhardt.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Or what if you got like one of your favorite phrases you could have across your knuckles, right? Dipstick or something like that. Or boop.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be perfect. What about you, Tim?
Dude, I would do our logo.
Ooh.
I would love to put I would do our logo.
And it would be the second one.
I know.
Right, exactly. It would be a smaller one. And maybe, I don't know if I'd
on
do
your
it on
forehead.
my wrist. No.
In a little tiny teardrop.
Yeah, I killed a fool.
Yeah, I'd be
with
killing him in a
kindness.
podcast.
I killed him with kindness.
I would probably put it up on the shoulder or upper arm. So if I needed to, I could and wear a shirt to cover it up. I would do that. I'm big on the same thing. Like I've always wanted a tattoo, but I don't know what I want. So if I don't know what I want and where to put it, I'm just not going to get one. But I still like them.
There you go.
So it's not a big deal. But
just
man,
Hoth
I love
your
our
chest.
logo. So and it just reminds me of our family anyway. So it's awesome.
Yeah, and just real quick to be clear, because I don't want to get any hate or anything. I appreciate tattoos. I just don't want one.
That's fine.
Yeah. That's totally fine.
You weren't going to get hate.
Well, just stemming it off. I don't want people thinking like whenever you used to have those reality shows where it'd be like covering people who tattoo and stuff. I used to watch the mess out of those because I like seeing the art. I like the art. I just don't want it on me forever.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I'll wear it on a shirt. That'd be cool.
Yep. Next week, Chris gets a tattoo.
Yep.
Well, guys,
gets one removed that he didn't have.
That's right. All right, we got 2 more. Joseph Grimm. Hey guys, quick fire terminology here.
Oh,
okay.
Den or man cave?
Man cave.
Man cave.
Man cave.
Man cave.
Unless there's a bookshelf down there, then it's a den.
Yeah,
maybe.
There are 2 different things.
Yeah, for sure.
Family room or bonus room?
Living room.
I was about to say, living room.
Living room.
I think living room. I don't know that we've ever used the term family room, so I gotta say living room, I guess.
Yeah. Bathroom or Fortress of Solitude?
Ooh, bathroom.
I just say bathroom.
Bathroom.
Yeah, I got to go to the Fortress of Solitude. Is just too much words.
Yeah. Or throne room. Either one. All right. Twitter at Matt Galeza. When you purchase perishable items at the grocery store and the expiration date is your birthday, do you get a little excited?
I don't do the grocery shopping in our house. So I would have no idea if that was the case ever.
I think that would be fun. I do agree. I will say this from working at a grocery store. The expiration date, usually from that, you have 3 to 5 days after the expiration date until it really goes downhill.
Right.
So if it's on your birthday, then you still have a few extra days to enjoy it.
There you go.
It also depends on what you're getting that does have an expiration date on it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of factors there, but of course you could be excited.
Yeah, it's just never happened to me before.
Yeah. I get a little excited whenever I see my birthday in anything, like if it's a movie or a license plate. I'm like, oh, look at that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun.
Chris, you ever notice your birthday on expiration dates?
I don't read expiration dates typically, so no.
Oh, ever?
I mean, like I'll smell something, and if it doesn't smell odd, then I feel like it's good.
Oh, you're more than a no ink rebel.
That's good.
Oh shoot, you're an eating rebel as well.
Yeah, man.
Next week, Chris gets food poisoning.
Exactly.
It's
tattooed
happened.
on his forehead. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. All right. Hey, I skipped one, and it's from our boy Lucas Ham Sandwich, so I got to give him some props. He says, "Happy Avengers Endgame Eve. Any predictions for what is coming? Does anybody want to say anything, given what we had just talked about?"
Nope.
About 3 hours.
Yep, that's my prediction. Is 3 hours and 2 minutes.
I will say this. It is going to blow away the box office. Any previous movie, it's going to blow it out. I think it already has $1 billion in pre-sales, which is like
is that true?
With a B?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
It's I think it's approaching that. I saw an article on it.
That's crazy.
Click on it.
Wow.
But I think prediction, it will probably break a ton of records.
Yep.
A ton of box office records.
I want to destroy Avatar so badly.
Oh, please, God, yes.
Oh, yeah.
That would be amazing. All right, now that's it for all the questions. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
I like it. We've asked a version of this question before, but I thought I'd ask it again and get a little bit more answers out of you guys. Who in the gaming industry would you like to run into and strike up a conversation with? Who in the gaming industry would you like to run into and strike up a conversation with?
You know, this weekend, I would like to run into Uber and Mitch Leslie, one of the casters for Overwatch League. I'd love to talk to him and just say, doing a great job, man.
Like just see him at a coffee shop?
Yeah. I'm like, he's in town.
Outside
maybe.
the thing?
Yeah.
There you go. What about you, Christopher?
This one's hard for me because I think I've said it on the show before, but I don't really like meeting celebrity people of any real celebrity stature because I don't feel like I know what to say to them. I mean, it's like, yes, you entertain me with...
In your own head?
Do what?
Do you mean celebrity in your own head?
What do you mean exactly?
Well,
like I see them as a celebrity, but really they're not? Is that what you mean?
That's right. That's right.
Well, it could be either or. Whether they're an internet celebrity or they're an influence celebrity or they're an actual musician or a real actor, it's like I don't know. If I consume their content, whatever that content is, it's like, yes, I enjoy that, but that doesn't mean I know you. And it's like, what can I say to you? Like, hey, I like that you do that thing. I don't know. It just feels weird to me. Like, why would they hear that all the time? Why do they need to hear that from me? So I get kind of weirded out by it. But if I were going to, for the sake of the question, I probably wouldn't mind running into, and I feel like I could have a conversation with Game Over Greggy if I ran into him somewhere.
Hey,
because he seems very approachable and like talk about literally anything. I wouldn't just need to know what's going on with him at that given moment.
Right.
So yeah.
What about you there, Tim?
Anybody from Naughty Dog? And when's the release date for Last of Us 2?
Yeah.
No, I would actually say, look, you guys are. I think it's amazing what you guys are always trying to push the envelope. You're clearly smart at what you do and very efficient in your development. And we love how you tell stories, and it's amazing.
Yeah. I think I would like to run into. I wonder if he counts. Ninja. Does Ninja count?
Yeah, of course, man.
Why wouldn't he
Absolutely.
A gaming industry guy, only because I think, and I could be wrong about this because I don't watch Ninja actually, so I'm not actually a fan of his. But I don't know if you could sit down at a coffee shop with him or not, or if people would know who he was.
I mean, he'd be streaming while it happens.
Exactly.
But
Maybe he'd have to have a hat
sign
on
of something,
not have his hair out, to be a little bit more incognito. Right. But yeah, I think Ninja. I think it would be just cool to talk to him and see, man, when you were 20, did you ever think in your wildest dreams that it would turn into this? What's been some of the ups? What's been some of the downs outside of the trolls? Like, I want to know about, what did your parents think early on? Just all those questions that, I'd have to be really sitting down and interviewing him to get out. I think it would be cool just to hear about his journey a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, let us know who you would like to run into in the gaming industry and strike up a convo with, see what's going on in their lives. Let us know. And we will talk about it next week. 345 in the books, 345 shows.
Weeks straight.
In the books.
Crazy.
Sometimes we just run over the number, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Anyway.
Ed and Chris, have an amazing time this weekend.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys have so much fun. I'm so glad that Chris didn't get to meet Sarah again.
Isn't that great?
I'm so glad something came up last minute and she couldn't make it. I just like that the streak is alive.
Every time we meet, Chris tells me I'm still not convinced she's a real person.
That's amazing.
I think Ed's just really good at CGI. Yeah.
Yeah. He said, I'm glad to know that now you're really good at puppy CGI as well. You've
exactly.
added to your repertoire.
It's amazing.
That is awesome.
Yeah, have fun, guys. Tell us all about it.
Have
Can't
so
wait.
much fun. I'm Gabe Patillo. That's Tim Router. That's Ed Placencia. That's Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games. And we are up out this thing. Bang!